Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Star Citizen Speed Feed. I'm Leafx and I decided to try something new. Now this intro is going to be about 25 to 30 seconds long, so if you just want to get to the news, click skip down below. I got a timestamp for you there, but I want to introduce it since it's my first time ever making a video like this for Star Citizen. Usually I make comedic videos, cinematic videos. I've been making short stories. I've been making a bunch of different stuff. You can check out all my videos on my channel. That's where you're at, if any of that sounds like it interests you. But I also decided, hey, why not get a straight in your face, straight to the news kind of video? If you're one of my viewers and you don't want this kind of video, then please leave a comment down below. Say, I don't want to see your face. I want to punch it. I hate it. And I'm probably going to like the comment because I hate my face too. But let's try this out and see how it goes. And if you do like it, hey, still feedback. Love it. How can I make it better? Let me know. Now, it's called the Speed Feed for a reason. We got ADHD news coming your way for Star Citizen right now. I know a lot of people hate reading, so I did it for you. The Star Citizen monthly report is out, and I'm going to just go through some of the important stuff. I'm going to skip over the boring stuff that is stuff we knew or doesn't really matter in the long scheme of things. And first off, space whales. In the animation and art section, they talked about rough space whale loops that the AI can play around with, and they also talked about interactions with the space whale creatures, so we might be getting those tours pretty soon. In the AI content section, it was actually really cool. They talked about security guard and vendor activities coming to a completion. Also, ever notice in Star Citizen how every food you pick up like this, like a hot dog, a pop, a water bottle, or a burrito? It's because they didn't really have many grip sizes, so they've now implemented more grip sizes so food can be a little more realistic, and vendors will also wrap up your food for you so they're not putting hot dogs on the dirty counter. Now, the art environment section was pretty cool because the Montreal-based art team was working on derelicts being the location for puzzles. Their initial goal right now is to create 24 derelict puzzles, half in space and half on ground, to try to promote exploration. The features, characters, and weapons section talked about blood drug level. So if you've been having a couple too many brewskis at the bar or popped too many amphetamines, you might feel the effects of it. This includes screen effects, stumbling, terrible control of ships, and all of that's going to change based off which drugs you overdosed on. Totally don't see a bunch of people getting together and having a party and trying to fly ships together in total disaster. No, not at all. The features gameplay section and team worked with the lore team to name the player asset manager Knickknacks. So, you know, take that as you will. This is a fun one. Graphics and VFX programming section talked about the PingCIG shader, which works exactly like games like Spider-Man and a ton of other games, but instead of rendering an actual bespoke interior, just have a shader, and this is way better than trying to render an actual room. You can see a couple examples on your screen here. While again, not as good as handcrafted bespoke locations, it's definitely way less intensive on your CPU and still adds a lot more depth, so I'm down with it. Of course, lots of mentions here of Gen 12 renderer and Vulkan implementation. So we move on to Turbulent. The Turbulent team is working on connecting Spectrum to in-game, and that's been their goal the whole time. They basically have their own Discord or communication systems that work whether you're in-game or not. So I'm looking forward to a lot more of these features. The UI team worked on the star map and connecting it with radar. We need a new star map, please. And of course, throughout this whole thing, we have mentions of the Gen 12 renderer, Vulkan updating, we have docking, refueling, and ship-to-ship refueling mentioned, and lots of jump point talk, but nothing solid. And now for the big section. I welcome you to the engine team. Let me just read out a sentence for you guys here. The physics team moved the generation of surfel data used for radar cross-section queries to an offline pre-computation step in the resource compiler, which, in general, optimizes various types of assets for final consumption in-game. So basically, TLDR, there are a lot of optimization things happening. Well, also, I found this. Physical entities in alignment was optimized to ensure hot members are always on the same cache line. So once again, proving the better looking you are, the easier life is. I think that's what it means. But real talk, I actually love this section. It's one of my favorites, but it's way in too depth for it to go over in the speed feed here. So that basically wraps it up. There were other things, and I implore you to go read the whole thing. It's in the description below. But for a speed feed rapid fire, those were the most interesting points for anybody casually looking at information for Star Citizen. If you'd like me to get more in depth, please let me know in the comment below. All feedback is absolutely welcome. Again, I'd love it if you guys gave it a like, gave it a comment, gave it a subscribe, and go check out my other content. I think I have stuff you may like. I was making weekly videos for the last 6 months with high quality cinematic stuff, some comedy stuff. Recently, we captured an AI and kidnapped him from Port Olisar all the way over to Daymar. You can check that out right here. So go watch that. Anyways, thanks for watching the first Star Citizen Speed Feed. Until next time, I'm LeafX. Keep gaming hard.